Hey y'all, Nana here. I hope that everybody's doing well. I hope that you're keeping safe and I hope that you're keeping healthy. I'm doing alright. Matter of fact, I'm just Peach King. Anyhow, y'all. So, I watch the Foodie Beauty reaction channels, all this. Everybody's been covering this, okay? Because Foodie Beauty is a little upset because she's finding out that people in her Muslim community are a little judgmental. Now, didn't she just tell us, well, people over here in the Middle East, they ain't like that. They don't judge people. They don't look at people. They don't point fingers. Remember she telling us all that? I'm like, baloney. Baloney. We all have opinions. We all judge others, okay? Some of us do it quietly. Some of us speak up, right? So I guess there have been some people pointing out some things that they ain't too happy about, right? And she's all pissy about it. She don't want to hear it. She does not want to hear it at all. So she went off on a little, I don't want to call it a rager because she was real calm about it, right? Just kick back, relax, Muslim people. Don't judge me. Don't come for me. Just have a little respect. I'm a new revert. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Anyhow, yeah, so she was like low-key raging, I guess you want to call it, but she was all pissy. But there's some things that she said in this video that I just kind of want to put my 2 cents in. Nobody asked me, but whatever, don't care, I got opinions, and call it judging, whatever you want, but you put it out there, and I watch it, and I got something to say, I'm going to say something, okay? What do we say? Oh, yeah, we opinionate. Yeah, we're part of the opinionation. Opinionation nation, because we got opinions, yeah. Put it on a public platform and we're going to opinionate. So I got some opinions, okay? So I'm going to play some clips here and then we're going to talk about it. So buckle up. This is probably going to be a long one.
All right, now I want to talk to you guys about Islam. I'm a revert. I took my Shahada last September.
If I remember correctly, you did that back in January of 2023.
Shahada is the first pillar of Islam. It's an oath and creed recited
2 months after you slapped down a hijab. Remember when you told us you put on a hijab for respect out of this man that you just met? You didn't know anything about faith, okay? Maybe you knew a little bit, but you slapped it on because you wanted to respect this man that you knew nothing about.
Why do you have a hijab on your head?
I have entered a serious relationship with a wonderful man who comes from an Islamic nation, and out of respect and devotion to one man, I choose to wear this in respect for myself, respect for my partner, respect for his culture.
One thing I noticed since becoming a revert is the community can be very judgmental.
Oh, wait a minute, what? What? You're being judged? You're being judged by fellow Muslims? Muslims who follow the faith? But wait a minute here, didn't you say that people in the Middle East and Muslims, they don't do that? They don't judge others, they don't stare at people, they don't gossip, they don't do all that, right? Didn't you say that? I remember you saying that. Guess you're finding out differently, huh? Yeah. Maybe it's because you're mocking their religion? Yeah.
I used to be Catholic, okay? And as a Catholic Christian, I literally never, ever had anyone, even like I was a public figure, right? I never had anyone, Christian or Catholic, preach to me about the rules of Catholicism and how I'm being a bad Christian or something like that.
I didn't know she was Catholic. Did you know she was Catholic? Did you know? Was she sitting online with her rosary beads, praying the Hail Mary, Our Father, doing all the steps on the rosary? Was she doing that? Was she wearing a scapula? Did she talk about Mass? Did she talk about going to confession? Talk about, confessing all her sins to the Father? Did she? Because I missed that. I didn't know she's Catholic.
I went from being born and raised Catholic, although my family was not really terribly religious, but I was baptized and I went through communion and confirmation as a Christian follower of Christ. But that was more just of a traditional kind of indoctrination, if you will. I never really... Christianity, there was things about it that just never really fully resonated with me, made sense to me.
I don't know she was Christian. I thought she was atheist until she found God after her shenanigans in Cuba.
And I went through a period of atheism.
Was she having Bible studies? Did she do Bible studies on a live stream? Because I missed that. So I had no clue she was Christian, Catholic, and all that. But she's saying, I never been judged on that. Well, I'm sure if you would have been doing the rosary and done it incorrectly, you'd probably be judged on that. But carry on. Carry on.
But now as a revert, I find that the community, the Muslim community, online especially, can be very judgmental. I get all the time people coming for me, like Islam police, like, that's a siren. Anyway, things like the Haram police, you know, saying things like, I don't know, just commenting on like makeup. I see it happen to other people too, like, you know, your hijab is not fully covering or this and that. You shouldn't be saying this, you shouldn't be smoking shisha, you know, you should be eating with the left hand, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. So I just want to say, go easy on people. Like, not just that, like, let people observe their religion, worship how they want to, and like at their own pace.
What you are saying is, you want to be a Muslim, but you want to customize the religion to fit your liking. You don't want anybody who has been walking this faith, who's been living this faith, you don't want anybody to come at you because you want to customize it to your liking. You want to set aside all the teachings of the scholars. You want to, you know, not go by the guidelines of the Quran because you want to customize this to fit your liking. So everybody else needs you to sit back. I don't care if you've walked this faith for so long. Don't judge me. Don't tell me how to enjoy this religion because I want to customize it. I want to worship the way I want to worship. Now, there ain't nothing wrong with that if you want to worship the way you want to worship. But why the hell did you get into a religion that was so, I don't want to say strict, but there's so many guidelines, there's so many steps, if you weren't willing to take those steps? You see, we all have the freedom of choice. Well, not so much you, where you're at, in the relationship that you're in, but you had the choice, and you chose this religion. You chose to take the Shahada. You chose to marry a Muslim man. You chose to put on the hijab. You chose to wear the abaya. All those were your choices.
I will talk more about the reasons for that, why I chose to follow Islam.
I choose to wear this.
And now you're mad. You're all pissy at those who have walked this faith, who have lived this faith, who abide by the guidelines, who take this faith to heart. Now you're mad at them because they're judging you because you ain't doing it right. Well, you're misrepresenting their faith. What don't you understand? Quit making it your content. And maybe you won't have those issues. What do you not understand? Yeah, it's that simple, but you don't get it. I don't understand that. But let's move on.
A person who's reverted like a year and a half ago, even like a few years ago, is not the same as somebody who's born into it. Okay? It's not up to somebody to judge someone because that's between them and Allah. It's not between me and other sisters and brothers. It's between me and Allah, okay?
Really? Come on now. Nobody has a right to judge other people. Please, that's just like a load of baloney. We all sit here and we judge one another. Hell, you sit there and you judge people on their parenting, on the content that they use, on the words that they say. What's the saying? Don't judge lest ye be judged. Don't sit there and act like you don't judge people. You judge people. I judge people. They judge people. He judges people. Everybody judges everybody. Okay? It's called an opinion. We all have the right to judge. We all have the right to an opinion. How we do it that's something different, right? We could do it privately or we could do it openly. We all have the right, the freedom to judge. Don't sit there and make it what it isn't. I mean, come on now. Oh, they're my fellow Muslims, so they don't have the right to judge. Yeah, they do. Especially when you're making a mockery of their religion. And that's my opinion about it. Probably their opinion too if they're judging you on it. But please, don't sit there and act all high-minded. I don't judge anybody. Please. You judge just as much as everybody else. And that's our God-given right to judge. And if it's wrong, then you know what? I'll deal with that in the afterlife. But let's move on.
I still have trouble with a lot of things. Music being one of them. You know, it's frowned upon to listen to music in Islam. Well, I'm struggling with that part of it.
Okay, y'all, this is the part that got me right here, okay? This is the part that got me. Because she's saying that she struggles with music, right? Oh, it's a struggle for me. It's a struggle to give up the music. It's a struggle for you, but yet you go and showcase it? You went and put up 2 videos to atrocious videos, okay? The CPAP rap crap, and then you singing the Isla Bonita. What? Excuse me, what? You're struggling with that, but yet you're going to put those out there for the people who are judging you. But don't judge me, okay? I'm struggling with the music, giving up music. But let me release these 2 videos of me singing La Isla Bonita. That don't make no sense. I mean, if you are having an issue giving up music, can't you just listen to it privately? You don't have to sing. I mean, that's what you've been doing, is singing on all your streams. You're doing it. You're saying, it's a struggle. It's a struggle for me to give it up. But yet you're showcasing it. If you're struggling giving up music, listen to it privately. Quit singing on a stream. And quit putting out those terrible singing. You can't sing, girl. I'm sorry. You can't, okay? I mean, but you can enjoy it privately. You can, you know? I mean, if what you're saying is true, you can enjoy it privately. And if it really is against the teachings, Allah's going to forgive you. But when you put it online and you put it in the faces of those who are judging you, you're just making things worse for yourself. And you're kind of hurting our ears because it don't sound very good. It don't. But, I mean, enjoy it privately. That'd be for the best.
I'm struggling with a lot of things, makeup, stuff like that, you know, smoking shisha once in a while, things that are frowned upon. But that's between me and Allah.
Look, I understand what she's saying. Because I've been saying this from the get-go. How in the world is she willing to give up her old life to fit this new life? How is she going to give all that up? How is she going to do this 360, go from such a wild, carefree lifestyle, doing whatever the hell she pleased, showing her naughty bits, sleeping around, doing drugs, degrading herself, degrading others? How is she going to turn all that around in just a matter of months before she took that shahada, right? That ain't gonna work. Her head was off in the clouds. She was daydreaming when she did all this. Now it sounds like she's resenting it. She's resenting her rash decision to take on this religion that is so constrictive, so different from her life that she had before. This ain't gonna work. It didn't come from a place within her heart. She was just going through the motions.
I will talk more about the reasons for that, why I chose to follow Islam, mostly just when I came to the Middle East and met my husband Salah.
I chose to follow Islam, mostly just when I came to the Middle East and met my husband Salah. I have entered a serious relationship with a wonderful man who comes from an Islamic nation, and out of respect and devotion to one man, I choose to wear this.
She was just trying to stick it to the haters. And now look at her. Now look at her. She's unhappy. I don't care what she says. She's unhappy. But again, she's making the choice to walk this faith, walk this path, wear the abaya, wear the hijab, claim to be a Muslim. Those are her choices. But now she's crying about it because she's getting backlash from the people who she says should be easy on her because she's a new revert. No, you're making a mockery of their religion. And I get that part too. I get all of it. I get all of it. But she don't get it. She don't get it at all.
So a person who smokes shisha is still a Muslim in Allah's eyes. A person who wears makeup is still a Muslim. A person who drinks even is still a Muslim. I don't drink, but people who smoke weed still a Muslim.
I agree. You can do all those things and still call yourself a Muslim, right? We can sit out here and have opinions, judge you, talk about you, and still consider ourselves Catholics, Christians, Mormons, Jehovah's, Buddhists, atheists, Muslim, right? We have that same right too, but you don't give that to us, no. Because you sit here and say we're all lousy people if we sit here and talk about the things you put out. But yet now, you want to be able to say, you know, I can do all these things and I'm still Muslim, right? And that's true. That's true. Because in the end, it just comes down to you and whatever God, Creator, whatever you believe in. That's between you and them. You and Him, you and whatever you believe in. That's the truth there. But you do this where you just, like, want to finagle things to fit your narrative, right? But we're not entitled to that. But now you're mad because people are coming at you and saying, hey, look, you're not representing the right way and we don't like it.
You know, maybe lost or off the path, but they're still Muslim.
Might be lost or off the path. All right, so what is the job of a fellow Muslim to do? What they do? Just like anybody else, okay? It doesn't even have to be this religion. If you know somebody who's struggling with whatever issues it is, they're walking off the path, okay? So what do? You lead them back to the path. Maybe that's what they're trying to do with you, huh? Point out the things that you're doing wrong and say, hey, let's get you back on the right path. You want to walk this path with us? Okay, but you got to do this, you got to do that. This is what the teachings are, but you don't want to hear it. Oh, I'm struggling. Let me struggle until I figure it out. No, they're trying to guide you back to the path that you chose to take. But you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it because it don't sound good to you because you're being judged. Maybe they're trying to help you back on the right path. Ever think about that? Nope.
And you can't judge somebody's journey, you know, just by watching one of their videos. You don't know what they're struggling with. There's a lot of reverts who haven't even begun to wear the hijab yet. They need to do it when they're comfortable. The most important thing as a new Muslim or as a Muslim is to pray and repent.
Now, from my understanding, you don't have to wear a hijab. That's a very personal decision. In fact, I heard a young girl talk about her choice to wear a hijab, and it was real beautiful because it was very a personal decision, and the way she shared it was real beautiful, and I was like, okay, I get that. You know, when you moved to that, you just slapped it on right quick. You didn't even give it a second thought, right? But if you want to stop being judged about it, then stop making it your content. Stop trying to school everybody like you know all the ins and outs about it. Stop trying to rewrite the rules about it. And maybe you stop being judged about it. Just keep it private. You don't have to put it out there. And if you do, you're going to be judged on it. It's that simple. But don't you get?
There's a lot of different things that I still struggle with, and I'm still learning on my own. And that's my journey. It's my right to do that.
So how is it that you're trying to fix them struggles, huh? What you doing differently trying to fix them struggles that you're dealing with? Now, I understand. I get you. I see you're struggling. And I understand why you might be struggling, but what are you doing different to fix those struggles that you're dealing with? And where's your supposed husband? I mean, what's he doing? Is he helping you with your struggles? Is he trying to teach you a different way, trying to walk you through? Because if you ask me, it seems like he's left you all on your lonesome to deal with it by yourself. And to be quite honest with you, I think he enables you a lot to carry on with bad behavior. Learn it all on your own? I mean, where's your husband? Again, where is your husband? Why ain't he sitting down with you, reading the Quran, doing studying? Why aren't y'all studying together, huh? I mean, come on now. This is his religion. Why isn't he teaching you on this journey? Because this is his religion. He knows the ins and outs, right? So why are you saying you're doing it all by yourself?
So, you know, before rushing here, the Islam police, I don't need your sirens, okay? I got this on my own.
Look, I don't need the Muslim police, the Haram police to be telling me what to do. Could you please not ever do that again? And please stop saying that. Come on now. Really? Do you really think that comment is going to do you any good? Is it going to do you any good? You don't think it's rude? You don't think it's kind of backhanded? Backhanded to throw at the people who you're trying to say, back off, okay, I'm a new revert. Give me some room. Be patient with me. You really think that comment's going to help? You think it's cute? You think you're being all cute? I'd be offended by that. I would.
And this is addressing like fellow sisters or other reverts, like, you know, who just make like, it's almost a deterrent to the religion from people being so judgmental in that community. You know, it's overwhelming.
You're going to do this all on your own. You want to do it all on your own because you want to do it the way you want to do it. You don't want nobody telling you how to do it because you want to do it all by yourself. Well, you know what? Let me tell you this. I would think that your fellow sisters would kind of feel obligated to kind of lend a helping hand because from what you're showing, you ain't getting any other kind of help. Your husband, he ain't helping you. He ain't helping you on this journey, so of course, fellow sister's going to step in and say, hey, you know, we see you're trying to be a revert, but can we give you some tips? But you don't want that. You want to do it all on your own. You want it by your terms. That's what I'm getting. That's the drift I'm catching from you.
So, I mean, I'm not even addressing my critics on YouTube are not even religious, most of them, or Muslim. And they come for me with the Islam police. I don't even care what they say.
And? So what? If those those who are not religious and ain't Muslim criticize your actions. Because you don't even want to hear it from Muslim people. So, I mean, your point is invalid. You just don't want criticism, period. It don't matter if you're religious, not religious, Muslim, whatever. You don't want it. That ain't how it works. Why haven't you figured that out? In all the years you've been here on YouTube, why haven't you figured that out? That ain't the way it works. People have opinions. They're going to give them, like them or not, good or bad.
They say they look like clowns. They look like clowns judging a Muslim person when they know nothing about it. So, and they're not even Muslim whatsoever.
There you go again with them silly remarks. Look here. There's only one clown I see, and that is you, honey. Because you have been trying to juggle this whole facade. Trying to juggle this walk of faith that you've taken off for a man. You're giving up everything for a man, and you're juggling all this. So you're the only clown I see. And you know what? Speaking of your man, you brought him to us on a silver platter, served him up, said, look here, look what I got. I got the handsomest, wholesomest, humble man in the world. He treats me like a damn queen. And y'all just jealous, don't want to see me happy. But then what happened the first time you're out of his sight? What happened? Well, you can't judge him on that. Those were just fantasies. That wasn't real life. Really? What, you think them fantasies just popped up when he met Kay Bella? Hit the moment, spur of the moment. What? No, honey. Them dark thoughts have been there for a long time. Sick, twisted thoughts. So you served up your man on this fancy old platter, said, look at him. Be jealous. Turned out you're serving him up on a trash can lid. Because that man's trash. That's my opinion of it. Misogynistic pig with dirty old thoughts. Thoughts that just didn't pop up in the spur of the moment. Those deep dark thoughts have been there for a long time. Long time. Keep on ignoring it. It's okay. We see it. We all feel his dark vibe. I have felt his dark vibe. Keep him. He's all yours, honey. We don't want him.
So, but the fellow sisters, like, who get judged, especially reverts, we get judged hard, right? Because, or like laughed at. I feel like we get ridiculed more from the Muslim community, especially online.
Have you ever stopped to think that maybe, just maybe, you get ridiculed because you keep on choosing to use the things that are forbidden as your content? You ever thought about that?
I'm just saying, you know, Muslim community, just think about that with reverts, how it can be overwhelming. And, you know, we have a right to our own journey, our own beliefs. We don't owe anything to anybody. We have the right to believe what we want, worship how we want, show it how we want. And if you're doing something that you think is better than another Muslim, good for you. You know, I would say just keep that to yourself.
And with that right there, why don't you take your own advice? If you're doing everything you feel you need to do in this journey, why don't you just keep it to yourself? Just keep it to yourself. I mean, that's what you're telling your fellow sisters to do, right? If you're a better Muslim than me, just keep it to yourself. I don't want to hear it. Don't rub it in my face. Why don't you do the same for yourself? Take your own advice, girl. Take your own advice. You give advice, but you don't take it. Anyhow, y'all, this video's gone on too long. But like I said, I just had some thoughts and opinions I want to share. Because when I heard this, I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you? Come on now. Come on now. You are going to sit there and you're going to criticize and put down the community that you chose to be part of. You chose to be a Muslim. And now you want to bash them and talk badly on them and tell them that they're judgmental and they ain't got the right to judge the religion that you're making a mockery of. I mean, come on now. If I was Muslim, I would be offended by the things you were saying and doing. And you kept saying, I'm not doing anything that bad. I'm sorry, but if you're sitting there eating gluttonous amounts of food, while people in that region, even in that area, they're starving, yeah, I would say that's pretty bad. Or when you get on and, you know, you're cussing up a storm, yeah, that's bad. And you're singing, and you're not supposed to be singing, especially during this holy time, yeah, that's bad. But I mean, even not being a Muslim, I'm still offended. I'm offended for them. Because you are making mockery out of their religion. You're using it as a prop. Yeah. Anyhow, that's all I got to say about that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. That's going to be it for me. That's going to be it for this video. See y'all real soon.